I am.
All right. So there is, I don't know if you saw the PlayStation State of Play.
I did. I watched it. Was it Thursday or Friday?
I
don't remember.
Thursday.
I don't know. Like it seemed a little kind of lackluster for me. Like it didn't seem like there was a lot there.
Yeah, it's not really where they announce a lot of big things, but they announced a big thing that I'm excited for, Richard. Did you see the pack that they're releasing?
Yes, I did. I saw this and thought of you because I was like, oh, I need to tell them about this.
Yeah, all 13 Konami, NES, Super NES, Sega, and Game Boy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games is coming out in a pack. And I am excited. So you can play it
and then lose your mind at the dam.
Well, it's going to be fun as I can sit there and let my son play and watch him lose his mind when he can't beat the dam. Like, oh, son, I was in your boots. Because I got that game for my 5th or 6th birthday.
I think about when I was a kid and that, like, I was playing with a controller that felt like it was made out of titanium and was connected to a cord. Because I would get pissed and I'd fucking and throw that controller on the ground. Like if I was sitting on the couch with my son and saw him throw the controller because he's pissed, I mean, I would kind of understand it, but at the same time be like, oh, hey.
That is a $70 controller.
Yeah.
Well, the thing, like, I was playing baseball last year, or it was maybe a couple of years ago. And I like kind of spun the controller in my hand because I was mad. Because again, I don't want to throw it because they're expensive. I spun it in my hand and I kind of caught it, but then it like slipped, so it fell straight down on like just flat. Like it didn't hit a corner or anything. And it just went poof. Pieces popped out and everything. I'm like, well, there goes $70.
Yeah, and then you're even more pissed.
Yeah. I've only broken. Counting that controller, I've broken 2 controllers in my life.
I've never broken a controller. I have broken a keyboard, but I've never broken a controller. Because I had this keyboard and I knew I had a spare one. And so at one point I just got I don't remember. I don't even remember what I was doing, but I remember I got really ticked. And so I just tilted the keyboard up like this. And then just brought my fist down the middle of it and got showered with little plastic keys.
When was it already broke or anything? Or was it just like you were kind of over that one?
I was just kind of over it. And I knew I had the spare.
Yeah. Because the one controller I broke, it already had it was already kind of like had a piece jiggling around in it.
Uh-huh.
And it kind of acted funky. So it was already broke. Or it was like falling apart. It's kind of the same thing. I think I was playing like NCAA football. I was in my dorm room and something happened. I was pissed and I just went, all right, fuck it. Went, explodes all over the place.
Felt kind of good.
That one did.
Busting that keyboard felt really good. And so it made me think, like, should I maybe go to Amazon or go to like some wholesaler and just buy like stacks of keyboard, like old cheap keyboards for $5 a piece.
Find a spot in your backyard where you can just pick it up and just like slam it against cinder blocks. That's not a bad idea.
Just have them sitting next to my desk like a stack of cards.
Yeah.
And so then if I'm doing something and I get angry, I could just grab a keyboard and just and Hulk out on it and then feel really good. Because it did feel really sad. Like I instantly felt better.
And then you look at your good keyboard, the one you're using, you're like, see what you made me do.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you just toss it to the side like a discarded corpse.
Yeah.
Felt
then
good.
You step on one of the... But see, and when you walk away and you step on one of the pieces and it hurts your feet, you can just break another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like, I know they've done studies that like if you if you hurt yourself and you curse, it actually like kind of gets the pain dissipated a little bit.
Yeah, like brain chemistry wise, it's supposed to help.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's like the same thing with anger. Like breaking things just make you feel a little bit better.
Is that just a guy thing though? Because I don't see like my wife has played Cyberpunk every now and again, and she gets kind of pissed if she dies or whatever. But I don't see her like get angry and throw a controller.
Well, that's because
if she did, I'd be like, hey, shit's expensive.
I'm sure that would make it better too. No,
yeah, that would help.
They feel good about like your wife and mine because they're slowly poisoning us. So like they're like, oh, I want to break this, but I'm kind of breaking my husband down. So I mean, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, that's true.
Shawn,
I haven't felt good in 6 months.
Oh yeah, I haven't felt good in like 6 years.
That's a slow burn.
Well, this would be a good time to talk about a sexual surrogate too. So,
how the fuck did you segue to that? What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of bromance. Shawn, you
Richard.
had a very weird segue in the cold open, and so now I think I know what you want to talk about. So I guess let's hop on this horse and see where it goes.
Yeah, so I was combing the internet for something for us to do, and then, as I couldn't find anything, I got bored, so I checked out other websites. And I saw these videos, and it's like couples therapy, but sexy. And I was like, this isn't real, right? Like, there's no way you're going to go to couples therapy and it's going to be anything but, he doesn't pick up his underwear. He farts all the time. He's disgusting. He's fat.
He's a terrible human being. I don't understand what I ever saw in him. Why do I continue to live this charade that I call a life?
He never listens. And then the therapist is like, what do you think, Shawn? You're like, huh? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Have you ever done, we don't have to get deep into it, but have you ever done therapy, couples therapy?
Once. And did it. And then afterwards, I think both of us were like, I didn't really do anything. I didn't really feel any better.
I didn't
feel any worse.
I did it once, not with Tiffany, with the first time. And the person I went in with, had a notebook of complaints essentially, and was waiting for their moment to unload.
You came in unprepared.
Well, and it's funny because the therapist the whole time talked to me and let me kind of talk. And at the end of it, it's all right, well, I see that you have a bunch of things that you want to talk about. Why don't we save that for the next time? I don't think that made it better.
Oh no.
Yeah. I was like, I feel pretty good about this.
I hate this.
And then my keyboard got broke. Weirdest thing. No, but so I was looking around for a story and I found this on WebMD. So it's official.
Oh God. Shawn, do I have cancer? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is this a roundabout way of telling me I have irritable bowel?
Yeah. That's not cancer. That just means your tummy gets hurt if you eat the wrong things.
It's all, Shawn, at the end of the day, it's all cancer. Cancer is like the Genghis Khan of WebMD. Everything's related to it.
It's and you go to the doctor, when I went for my Rocky Mountain spotted fever, the one doctor's like, oh, that's what it is. You should go see a blood therapist or a blood specialist. And so I did. And they're like, no, it's not that. Oh, wait, no. The first doctor said, well, we think it's this, but you should see a blood specialist. But it could be cancer. All right, see you later. Wait, what? And then the other one was like, yeah, we don't know what it is. We have to do more tests. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that.
Well, the first guy said cancer. He's like, oh, maybe. I don't know. What WebMD say? I'm just kidding. It's always going to say cancer.
Do you breathe? I do. Do you eat multiple times a day? Yeah, sometimes.
Is it food?
Do you drive a car?
Do you eat food when you eat multiple times a day?
Have you ever been in a room where there's been a cigarette? Yeah, could be cancer. No, Richard, this is not cancer. So I've always thought I've even asked Tiff about this. Is do you think we should see a sex therapist? I'd be kind of curious to see how that would work for our relationship. And
every time I hear the word sex therapy, I just imagine two people having sex and one person sitting there on the side of the bed.
Oh, that's
watching.
why she doesn't like it. Wait, what? Oh man, I finished. Am I into this now?
I didn't even finish my drink. How are we done already?
But like, I know, like in all the like the sexy theme stuff, like it's always like very erotic, and I assumed it was a thing, but I didn't know it was a thing. But this is a step even further than sex therapy. Like, I probably should look up what sex therapy is, but like to me, sex therapy is like,
yes, I think I feel like we're disparaging an entire profession at this point.
Well,
like,
and
so
like,
so you're more of a voyeur, really, right? Is that how it works? You just stand there and stare?
Damn it. I missed my calling. But no, the way like sex therapy, what I think is kind of like just more like couples therapy. So you go in and you're like, here's what we're trying to work on, and maybe there's like some different like couples exercises that you can do to kind of figure stuff out. Maybe more about getting over like maybe trauma in life too. I would assume it'd be like a sexual therapy. But this is like an extreme form of it, Richard. And the title of this is "What is Sexual Surrogates?" Surrogacy
Sexual
is, I guess, what they're calling it.
Surrogates.
Surrogate.
Okay, so
that's that's
now this is okay. So this is just stab in the dark for me. Okay, so when I hear surrogates, I think of like surrogate mothers, which is somebody who carries who carries a child to term because like a couple can't. Like, there's a couple and they're married. Mom wants to have a kid. Dad wants to have a kid. They can't for whatever reason. And so they pay for another person to carry the child that is artificially inseminated.
Yep. Sometimes if it's like the male can't, then they'll use an egg and then like a sperm donor or the vice versa. Okay.
So going off of that, I imagine a sexual surrogate is someone you pay to sleep with your partner, which is like a sex worker, right? I
don't know. That's why I wanted to dig into this. So
yeah.
Again, this is on WebMD, so it's official.
My interest is piqued.
So sexual surrogacy is a therapeutic practice designed to help a person become more comfortable with sex, their body, and or the emotional and physical skills they need for intimacy. So again, nothing dirty about this, right? Like, let's say,
that sounds nice. It sounds sweet.
Yeah, you go in, you're like, oh, I have like body dysphoria. Like, I'm kind of concerned about what my body looks like, or maybe I don't feel like I'm good enough, or, and they just kind of help you work through it like normal therapy. Oh my God,
it's like you're talking to me right now. It's like you're talking at me directly. You're staring into the window of my soul, Shawn.
If we were famous enough, when we get through this, what I want somebody to do is make a cartoon of you and I. You're the patient, and I'm the sexual surrogate. Like, wait, what do you mean take my pants off? This isn't helping at all.
Because if that's the case, I'm imagining then, like, I'm sitting at the side of the bed. I'm like, wait a minute.
You're just, like, kind of getting into it. I'm like, well, tell me about your mother. Wait, this isn't true. Oh, God.
I'm finished, and I feel weird.
I gotta call my mom.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Mom, I don't even know how to talk to you about this now. Thanksgiving's going to be awkward. So the client works together with a licensed sex therapist and a sex surrogate or surrogate partner.
What do you think it takes to be a licensed sex therapist? Like, what do you think that test looks like? Do you think it's like multiple choice and they put in like positions, be like, or no, it's like there's like a list of words on one side and then there's a list of positions on the other side and you got to draw lines to match the word.
And when you draw it, it looks like a penis.
Yeah. You're like,
if I went to college for that,
man as vagina is to.
If I went to school for sex therapy, I probably would have made it to more classes. So while other forms of sex therapy do not include the possibility of physical touch and or intimacy, sexual surrogacy does.
Okay.
So sex therapy.
Did you see this? Did you find this on Pornhub? Like, sexual surrogate helps a struggling young couple, and it's just a threesome.
That's all the videos I see. Wait a minute. This isn't WebMD, it's PornMD. Oh, well, let's go with it. Yeah, but it's like sexual therapy is like no touchy-touchy. Sexual therapy with a surrogate's like, maybe be a little touchy.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, so sexual surrogacy is a controversial and commonly misunderstood form of therapy. They're like, hey, it's not all about fucking and sucking.
Everything we said is not what it is. The entire last 10 minutes have been us being wrong.
Yeah, but then we get into it and we're like,
that's kind of our MO.
That's true. So due to its potential ethical and legal complications, there is a lack of published research on sexual surrogacy. But there is anecdotal evidence that it can be an effective part of sex therapy for some people. So this just kind of feels like whenever like a couple's like, I don't know, maybe it's like individuals or couples. But like this very much feels like, hey, maybe we should like invite somebody else over.
Yeah. You know who would make great sexual surrogates? Plumbers. Pizza delivery men.
Yeah, you're talking my language. Massage therapists.
Yeah, just like that's like their side hustle. You're like, I'm actually a sexual surrogate. I deliver pizzas as a way for some extra spending money.
It's how I find my customers. I see you got I see you got double meat.
Would you like triple?
Other
the third
names
means penis.
It could be mine or your husband's, whatever. Just let's go with this.
I'm flexible.
Wait, what are you calling? You don't need another pizza man here. I'll leave. Other names for sexual surrogacy. So another term for sexual surrogacy or surrogate partner therapy, SPT. Richard, are you down with SPT?
Yeah, you know me.
Sexual surrogates also go by the title surrogate partner.
So it's a throuple.
We'll get into it. So the next,
it's a sexual throuple.
So as you're a husband, right? And you're reading through this, like, hey babe, I found this on WebMD, and you read the first two pieces, and she's like, I don't know,
legit. And she's like, you don't have cancer. You're like, no, it's not that. Listen.
You skip. It's like, hey, you know what I've been talking about you and your friend a lot lately? Like, I got something for us. But so they've got this article set up really well. So they had like the first intro and kind of the terms. Then there's an ad. And then the very next piece is myths and misconceptions about sexual surrogacy.
Uh-huh. Okay. What are some of the myths? Like basically everything we said in the last 20 minutes?
I kind of feel like more just looking over like the top level, it's more of like, listen, this isn't like dirty. It's medical dirty. So the biggest myth surrounding sexual surrogacy is that it is a form of prostitution.
Are we allowed to use the word prostitution anymore? I thought it was sex worker. I thought everybody we just say sex workers.
Well, I think sex workers kind of encapsulates like everything involved with that.
Right.
Like
that's what I'm saying.
Prostitution would be more of
they're all sex workers. So we just say sex workers.
Well, I think aren't like strippers and stuff considered sex workers?
Yes.
Wouldn't they fall in that? But they wouldn't be considered prostitutes.
No. But again, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure on the term on it. I guess what I'm saying is are we like is the word prostitute derogatory at this point?
Oh. I don't know. It's on WebMD, so maybe not. They're pretty up and up on that.
Okay.
Now they didn't say the biggest myth surrounding sexual surrogacy is that it involves whores. Like, oh goodness,
shaking it for the menfolk.
But there are important differences. So sex workers focus only on giving sexual gratification to a client. But as surrogate partners, Richard, their goal isn't around sexual satisfaction or stimulation. They aim to help a person overcome troubles they have around sex and intimacy. So by making you orgasm, they help you overcome that.
Okay. You know what? This completely makes sense. I totally get this. So what exactly do I need to do to become...
What's funny is this is kind of like, I think it was a Family Guy sketch where like a guy buys a prostitute, but he puts up a camera and he gets busted. And they're like, oh, we got you for this. He's like, no, we're shooting a porn. It's like, well, you're paying her money. Yeah, for the porn. To have sex with her. Yeah. For the porn. Oh, okay. Carry on.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's exactly right. Because what was I watching? I was watching this show. I was watching John Oliver like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And he had this whole like 20-minute kind of dissertation on sex workers. And he said that people that have sex in front of a camera, it's considered an art film, therefore porn, and therefore people, money can change hands for it and people can get paid for it. But if there's no camera around and money changes hands, then it's considered illegal sex work. And he's like, so that makes sense, right? No, exactly.
Let's see. So, like we said, this involves more around sex and intimacy. So, whether they are physical, social, or emotional. So, they may focus on areas like relaxation, communication, and social skills training. In some cases, surrogate partners never have physical contact with their client. This sounds like the story of the one guy we did like years ago. I think he was a sex therapist and did that, where he was trying to help people get over their sexual.
The guy that used to be in the Barney suit.
Yeah,
he was like in the Barney suit way back in the day for the kids. He wasn't the guy that did the voice of Barney in the show. He didn't do the voice.
Oh, thank goodness!
But he was the guy that wore the actual suit on the show and like jumped and danced around.
Yeah.
So you're saying Barney was a sexual surrogate?
Yeah, he was the Dr. Freud of sexual therapy.
I love you. You love me. Let me get in your couple and we'll make 3.
It's not sex work, it's therapy.
Yeah. It's not sex work, it's therapy with a great big fuck and a kiss from me to you.
Oh, a kiss down there that for you. Yeah. Oh my God. So still, the legality of a surrogate partner therapy is complicated. There are no specific laws against it, but major professional organizations in the fields of psychology and social work have also refrained from making any official statement about the ethics of surrogate partner referral. Many people agree that the key is to work with a licensed sex therapist who can guide the process.
Okay, so if the way I understand like sex worker like laws and stuff like that are on the books, this sexual surrogate can be put in jail. They could be arrested because they are having sex with other people and in exchange and they're doing that under the premise of being compensated for it. Like they are being compensated. And so by that, I don't know, by that measure, they are doing illegal sex work and like they could get arrested.
Yeah. Some people believe that surrogate partners should only be part of therapy for people with physical limitations that affect their sex lives. However, SPT can treat a variety of issues. But yeah, like you're saying, so like if you come home and your wife's like, hey, I was with the SPT, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, you know me. I'm going to go play video games. And then like you're sitting there like, wait, did Shawn and I do like, you go up and you find like some hulk of a man like, hey, fixed your wife.
That'll be $48.95.
I'm like, call the cops.
That's how you get out of paying a bill.
Mm-hmm. So, Richard, I know the key thing we're trying to figure out with this is how sexual surrogacy works. Like, that's what I want to know.
Well, because I am 100% trying to wrap my head around it. Like, how is it not classified as illegal sex work? Because I would think.
I think that's probably the borderline. Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing too. So, like, a lot of laws and stuff, like it takes somebody charging you for it. Like it takes like the district attorney or somebody to bring those charges against somebody. So like it could be a crime, but they're like, yeah, we're just not going to press charges on it.
Because if that's
we
the
don't want
case,
to bring it to court.
Yeah, because if that's the case, why wouldn't any sex worker basically try and get licensed?
Oh my gosh, yeah. You just open up like a little like fake, like accredited sexual therapy, like clinic. It's like a 12-week course.
Yeah. Because okay. So hear me out. So you remember like way back in the day when marijuana was like big and scary and evil and bad, right?
It still
and the
is.
only way you could get
depending on what state you're in.
Yeah. And we'll see, like, this is even before states started legalizing it. So the only, some states would legalize it for only medical use. And so what you would have is those pop-up clinics where, like, you'd come in and be like, oh, my back hurts. Ow, ow, ow. And then the doctor would be like, all right, let me check. And he'd, like, poke you in the back, be like, yep, that looks like back pain. And they'd write you a script for, like, he'd write you a script for marijuana. And then you go get it filled. And
I heard it was even easier than that. Like there was somebody that it's like it was like a friend of a friend type thing. And they said that their friend went in and said, like doctors like, well, why do you think you need to be prescribed, a medical marijuana card? It's like, I'm sad because I don't have a medical marijuana card. It's like, good enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which like,
so we could take that concept and then apply it to this. So then somebody walks in and then we're like, okay, we're going to give you a course on how to be a licensed sexual surrogate. And then be like, okay, like, and we show like we pull down a chart and there's like a picture of a dude. Like, how you see in like the Pepto-Bismol commercials, like their hands are splayed out and then their mouth is to the side and open. They're like, and they're like, okay, on this chart, where is the best place to touch a male? And then the person that points to the center be like, oh, good enough for me. And write them and be like,
yeah, the answer is anywhere. It's like, yep. And if like somebody, even like if they miss and they hit like the top right corner, it's like, yeah, you're in the ballpark. That'll get him going.
Yeah. And so then the cops kick down a hotel room door and they're like, we're arresting you for illegal sex work. And then the lady's like, no. I am an accredited sexual surrogate. And I have this certificate right here. And then the cops are like, ma'am, this is Language of Bromance University.
What's LOB U?
That's not a real school.
Well, I paid $69. Oh, damn it.
And then the cops are like, nice.
So what's interesting about this next statement is like we talked about, like it's a couple and another person. Like we said, there's like 3 people in the room, right?
Right.
I think it might be more. So the sexual surrogacy involves a 3-person team. Sexual therapist, person 1, sexual surrogate, person 2, and the client, which could be 1 person or 2 if it's a couple.
Oh, okay. So wait a minute. So now you're saying that there's 3 people involved and 1 person watching.
Exactly, yeah. Like really the person getting the best of this is the sexual therapist.
That's
like
true.
I just watched. I was trying to make sure everything was copacetic.
And then you just put so for this, so that way you don't get busted by the cops. You put a camera in the corner of the room, and then the cops bust in and be like, we're breaking this up, and you're all going to jail. And then the person's like, camera, this is porn. Yep. And sir, the lens cap's still on. Oh, damn it. All right, back to 1, everybody. Back to 1. Run it back.
Well, that's the thing, too. Like, you put that, like, release form. Like, here's, like, you got to sign this agreement thing. Nobody reads those. And at the bottom, you say, this is a, private use porn / research video.
Yeah.
Holds up in a court
for medical
of law.
Purposes.
Yeah. So, surrogate partner
WebMD. Like, nobody here has cancer.
What if I get to the bottom of this and it is like, here's all of our videos? I'm like, Richard, we got to stop the show right now. So surrogate partner therapy begins with a licensed therapist determines with their client that their goals would best be met with the aid of a sexual surrogate. They might recommend this approach to help with several types of conditions. So we kind of talked about like physical or mental disability, anxiety or fears about sex and intimacy, body dysmorphia, sexual identity questions, conditions like erectile dysfunction, early ejaculation, or vaginismus. I've never heard of that.
I'm sure you haven't.
There's a WebMD for it, though. Let's dive into that because I'm kind of curious.
Oh, it's cancer.
Vaginismus. I don't know. That's a weird word. Is when the muscles of a woman's vagina squeeze or spasm when something is entering it, like a tampon or a penis. Well, that doesn't sound bad.
Well, I don't have one, so I don't know how good or bad that is.
Well, it feels like it wouldn't be bad for the guy because it'd be like you put it in, you're getting Kegeled.
Well, you know what, Shawn? That's not 100% my concern. And maybe that's why you might need a sexual surrogate.
And out of that, who's the jealous one? Me. And then sexual trauma, which I think that would be the one that would not be like fun, obviously.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
So, okay, so it's basically so the therapist would suggest to either one person or to a couple, like, hey, you basically, like, this is somebody that could help you could maybe work out your anxieties or frustrations, because it's kind of a blank. It's kind of a blank canvas in a way.
Mm.
You know, you're not since it's under the premise of like more of a clinical environment, then it's
like I wonder if it's more ends up being like a coach.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, and since it's under like this medical clinical environment, and it kind of like takes your emotional, it takes the emotional component out of it.
I could see that, yeah.
To help,
I would imagine
it takes the emotional component out of it to help you work through the emotional component you have in it.
Yeah. I would imagine though, like if you have erectile like dysfunction issues and you go into this, and like let's say the SPT is a female, and like you and your wife are in there and she shows in and like all of a sudden you're rock hard ready to go. I feel like that could cause some issues. Wouldn't help with the early ejaculation, I don't think.
No.
Slow down. Oh God, slow down. No. Oh. Well,
great. Now there's two of you I can't satisfy.
More recently, some experts have proposed SPT as a potential tool to help people who have recently undergone gender confirmation surgery. So I guess that would be like kind of figuring out.
Like, okay, I've got this, I've affirmed my identity. I've got this new equipment. Like, I want to let's see how it works.
Yeah.
Like, let's road test this thing.
Depending on the goal, the licensed therapist and client work with the surrogate to design therapeutic experiences. According to the International Professional Surrogates Association, so they have an association. They have a club for this, Richard, that pays dues.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm going to look that up later. These experiences include partner work.
Bet you are.
Partner work and relaxation, effective communication, sensual and sexual touching, and social skills. So the sex therapist maintains an active role throughout the process. And the most common arrangement, the therapist meets with both the client and the surrogate independently each week. After these meetings, the client will meet with the surrogate. When the therapy process is concluded, the relationship between the client and the surrogate partner ends as well, allowing for no further contact.
So to simplify this in the sex worker pimp analogy, the surrogate is the sex worker. Not saying that they are, but in this to help understand it, the sex worker is the surrogate and the pimp is the therapist. Because
you're breaking it down into that.
Because the therapist is the one bringing the surrogate into the situation.
So the IPSA, so the International Professional Surrogate Association, has online classes, Richard.
I could, you know what? Like, I honestly, as weird as it sounds to some, I could totally 100% see the benefits of this. Like you said, like for people that are that have experienced trauma, or people that have, you know, undergone like you know, affirming surgery, or, you know, it's basically like, I mean, like I said earlier, it's like a blank canvas to work out your bullshit and make you feel more confident, more in touch with yourself. I actually kind of like this idea. Okay, so
yeah,
now I want to be one. Tell me how I can be one. I want to be one, Shawn. I've found my new career. It's a calling. It's my new calling.
So membership for this. Let's look at that. So
you're gonna say something
membership
ridiculous.
Categories.
You're gonna be like $400,000. I'm gonna be like, God damn it. Always
worth
something. Had sex, worth it.
I'm trying to see. So there talks about the membership. I guess there's 3 different memberships. So there's a certified full member, which working professional surrogate partners whose training and ethics have been evaluated by the IPSA. Therapist member, therapist with expertise in surrogate partner. An intern member, so you can be an intern for this. Individuals who have successfully completed the first phase of the surrogate partner training and have been approved for internship. And emeritus member.
Okay,
this will be ours. The honorary membership categories for former IPSA members who are determined to have made exemplary contributions to the IPSA.
Jenna Jameson.
So fees and length of therapy. So local therapy, the client typically sees the surrogate therapist each once a week in a 1 to 2 hour session until the 3-person team decides the therapy is complete.
1 to 2 hours? What do we do for the other hour and 45 minutes?
I know, right? They silently judge you.
They stare at me while I clean up. I hate it here.
So fees vary based on a variety of factors, including the surrogate's level of experience and geographical location and the format of the therapy. Clients working with local surrogates and therapists generally pay these professions by the hour. So surrogate partner fees are similar to the average hourly fee of therapists in the same geographical area. So in the U.S., it's generally $75 to $200 per hour, and sessions may be 1 to 3 hours. So
you know what? From what I understand, that's actually cheaper than like an escort service.
Yeah, so the only,
because I think most like high end escorts like can go 500, like 500 an hour,
and I don't even think that's like baseline. It seems because somebody I had talked to like a sex worker and like was just like curious and was asking, was like, well, what is it for like one of these? And she was like, it's $500 for an hour. What about this? It's $500 for an hour. It's like there was no basis of like what it was or how long it took.
Yeah, it's not about what happens. It's about It's about, hey, like $500.
$500.
Yeah.
Training. You're curious about training. So let's see. Internship, phase 2 internships. Well, where's phase 1? Wait,
is finding phase 1 actually phase 1?
Phase 1 is a 100-hour course.
Woof.
So that's a good bit of time. So your training is going to be level 1 is human sexuality, sex therapy, and surrogate partner therapy course. Level 2 is supervised surrogate partner internship. 3 is case consultation, and 4 is continued education.
So it sounds like once you get to 3, then you're considered licensed. Because like, okay, so like for example, Amanda's a nurse, and so like to help to maintain her nursing license, she has to have so many hours of continuing education. So like, and that can be like going to hear somebody talk about, you know, some disease or whatever, but like, you know, you sit for like a 2-hour symposium or go to a conference for, you know, like a day or two, and it qualifies as so many hours of continuing education. So it sounds like that's what this is oh my God. So what do you do for continuing education to be a sexual surrogate? So like watch Pornhub?
Yeah, you got to keep up on like all the trends. Could you imagine going to like one of their conferences? Like, welcome to the IPSA con.
Yeah. SurroCon.
It's like, what'd you do at work today, honey? Watch people have sex all day.
All day.
Man, does the IPSA person need an IPSA person? Like, could you imagine watching that all day and you get home and your wife's like, hey, you want to get intimate? You're like, man, like I saw this all day. I'm tired.
Work was a bear. Like a literal bear. Somebody dressed up as a bear. It was weird. I don't know.
Yeah, he said, I don't know what it was. I was into yogi when I was a kid.
I'm not here to kink shame.
Yeah. But tuition, so if you want to do this, Richard, it's not too bad. So tuition for classes is $2,500 per participant. Partial scholarships are sometimes available. Trainees are responsible for the purchase of an assignment human sexual textbook prior to the beginning of the course, their own transportation to the training site, their own meals, and the cost of lodging for the duration of the training.
Where are the training sites? You're going to say some nonsense thing. You're going to be like, oh, it's, 2 weeks in Aruba. And I'm going to be like, God damn it. Now I know this is a fucking racket.
Yep. 2 weeks in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I knew it.
No, it's their headquarters is in LA. And this does feel like a very kind of LA, California thing.
I like it.
Like,
I'm interested.
You try to bring this up in the Midwest and like, well, we already got our key party we go to weekly. Like, we're good. Like, wait, what? Yeah. Wait, do you like pineapples? I mean, yeah, I like pineapple. Wait, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about here?
Babe, I think I got us into trouble. So during the internship phases of training,
I need this for my continuing education.
So interns may receive payment from clients for each session. From that income, the intern pays his or her mentor an honorum of $15 per client session. Richard, this is a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. Why the fuck am I paying my mentor $15?
Yeah, this is what those multi-level marketing things. It's like you get somebody to watch people have sex. They get 3 people to watch people have sex. They get 3 people to watch people have sex.
If you do that, 13 times, you will have watched everyone in the world sleep together.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. If you get 2 people and they get 2 people or whatever, and the way I understand it, the math is if you do that if you go 13 times, you will have gotten everyone on Earth.
Let's see. So the last thing on the WebMD is safety advice and special considerations. So if you believe that surrogate partner therapy might be a good fit for you, talk to a licensed sexual therapist about the possibility. You should only pursue this therapy with the guidance of qualified professionals, never on your own. Use only trusted referrals.
I like the fact that since you look this up, like I want to know what kind of ads you're going to get, like when you're watching a video on YouTube. Like I want to know what your ad choices are going to be for the next 3 months.
That'll be interesting. Oh, there is a podcast about sex therapy and surrogate partners. It's the Quick and the Dirty. Which
continue.
I like that they say never on your own. So I imagine you're with your wife. You're like, hey, I think we need an SPT. She's like, all right. Well, I mean, we are struggling in this area.
Yeah.
I've noticed that you haven't been able to keep up with me on your own, and that honestly, it's kind of soft. You're like, wait, what?
I was just kind of hem-hawing around it. Why are you so for this? See, that's the thing is how do you... I guess I can understand if it's one person, if in this scenario, if the client is one person that's, that has their own, their own personal hangups or whatever. But with a couple, I feel like the suggestion can only come from the therapist. Because how can one partner or the other be like, I feel like one partner or the other bringing up this solution is basically the equivalent of maybe we should open the relationship up a little.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I found a 3-way hack.
Yeah, kinda. It's like a WebMD hack.
But even then, if you go this route, I imagine the way we're talking about, there's probably like when they're talking about like the touching and things like that, it's probably more like simulated. Like probably in very rare instances is like somebody actually like getting involved and touching the people. Maybe it is like, it hasn't been very clear on that. But like, could you imagine?
See,
like,
now I'm picturing somebody standing on the side of the bed with like a whistle. It's like, all right, guys, like a Peloton coach, but like
1, 2, 3, kiss. 1, 2, 3, kiss. 1, 2, 3, kiss. All right, double time. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Kiss, 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 kiss. Like, I don't like this.
Come on, you could do it. Keep it up. 3 more, 3 more, 3 more, 2 more, 2 more.
Let's look at our leaderboard. That's where the money is. You put this as a Peloton subscription, and people are buying these like TVs to put in their room for like 10 grand and then paying like $100 a month subscription. That's where the money is. But yeah, like I think you walk in, like you're thinking it's going to be this wild, crazy thing, and like it's very like, medical, step 1, step 2, step 3, and you're like, this isn't a turn on at all.
Yeah, it's
and then the other part,
like you're laying down on that like butcher paper that they put in the exam rooms.
Yeah. Like you show up to therapy, you take off all your clothes before they get there, and like, oh, well, we see we're here with Mr. Shawn. And where'd your clothes go? Well, I'm here for the SPT.
Not there yet, but I see you are.
Well, I see that. All right, we got a lot of work to do. I'm like, yeah, we do. No, not that kind of work.
Oh, yeah, we do.
But yeah, I looked. So like you were talking about ads, I was trying to find something because when I watched that Destiny video for the history of Destiny, I got so many ads for mail order brides. Like I've never gotten a mail order bride ad in my life. And like the 3 or 4 times I tried to watch that video, because it's like a 4-hour video. Yeah. Every time I got an ad for mail order brides.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And because I imagine they're like, oh yeah, if somebody's sitting through this, like they definitely need help getting a wife.
That's mean.
It is mean.
That's
because I have a wife. Damn it. I think I still have a wife. I don't know. Been playing too much Destiny.
They're in the house. They're in the house, I think. Doing stuff. But I don't know.
It was funny.
Orders a lot of pizza. And the sink's always broken.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah. And we have a milkman that stops by, Richard. We don't even drink milk.
What are you in 1955?
But like all the like they'd show like and that's like so like kind of like with the mail order bride thing, like I feel like it's one of those things if you did it, like I imagine like what you're like you're like, oh, like I hit it off with Savannah, so that's who I'll go with, and you click Savannah and she's like, oh, I'm so excited to come to America, and you're like, yeah, you're so beautiful, I'm excited. And then, like, what shows up doesn't look at all like the pictures or the personality or anything. I
feel you're very prone to being catfished.
Yeah,
I'm Savannah. In those kinds of circumstances, I almost feel like you want to meet at like a neutral location,
like a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, so that way, if it's not what you paid for, then you just get in the car and drive away.
Yeah,
but I feel like you got to put up the money first, and then
that's how this looked like. Yeah, because they were showing all the girls as like doing like TikTok thing. Like I imagine like they just went through TikTok and found like hot like Eastern European women and threw them in the ad. Like, oh yeah, you can totally get this one or this girl, and that seems even skeezy because it's kind of like a Tinder thing.
Yeah, if it didn't feel skeezy enough.
Yeah,
just as a little extra icing on the cake.
Yeah, but I didn't find any like good stories on them. So,
but mail order bride, Shawn, are not sexual surrogates, because I feel like sexual surrogacy is a noble calling and possibly a great career choice for a lot of people, maybe including myself.
Yeah, it's $2,500 to get your license. That's not a bad deal. It's cheaper than college.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, well, $2,500. That's like, that's about a semester that's a semester or two at a community college.
Yeah, and you could be Dr. Rich, or
if
you want to be
a doctor. Really cool, do I get a doctor title? If I can get a doctor title, I might be even more in because.
Probably not like officially a doctor title, but like, you can get one still. Like, isn't Dr. Phil not really a doctor?
That's true. Well, does Dr. Phil have a PhD?
No, I don't think he does. There's somebody that's like a doctor that isn't actually like, they don't have a PhD or I
think you're right. I think it is Dr. Phil.
Maybe it's Dr. Feelgood, but he's the one you call.
Yeah, he's the one that makes you feel all right. Oh my God, is Dr. Feelgood a sexual surrogate? Oh, if I was a sexual surrogate, that's exactly what I'd call myself.
Yeah, Dr. Feelgood, STP.
Yep. Be like, you have problems in the bedroom? You know who you call Dr. Feelgood. He's the one who makes you feel all right.
Love it. All right. Well, we learned about a new career path for us. This it's going to take on a whole new language of bromance. Like, maybe we need to call it language of love. Language of love making. Yeah.
And also it makes me realize that we should start an accrediting school.
For this. Well, that's what we do, Richard. So we start up our own.
I want to know what's in this course. I want to know what's in this. What am I going to learn over the course of this 100 hours?
Well, see, Richard, I'm already halfway through mine, and so I'll let you join on, and I'll be your mentor, and then you'll get 3 people, and they'll pay you $15 for each of theirs, and you just have to give me half. But the real key to it is you got to get down to like 5 or 6 levels, and then that'll all trickle back up to us.
Do you need a mentor? I feel like what's the mentor going to do? Because I think that would make the situation even more uncomfortable. Because then you got 2 people that are sleeping together. Then you've got the surrogate. Then you've got the surrogate's mentor and the therapist in the room. Be like, look, like if you get 2 more people in here, we're gonna have a Pornhub shoot. All right.
Like, how uncomfortable would you be to, like, you're in the act and you're like, so what do you think, Doc? And he's like, I don't know. What do you think, mentor? Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing is, like, you're doing your thing and you're like, hey, you couldn't even, like, you feel so underqualified that you had to bring somebody else?
Well, and what about, like, in that situation? Like let's
can I get the surrogate that isn't like with the training wheels off, please?
I'm like to be honest, like if you're going through this, the surrogate that you would want, I don't remember what her name was. Do you remember that it was like the Health Channel or something? It was Dr. Sue?
I have no idea.
She was on some like late night TV show.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, like super old lady.
Yeah, and like she'd pull out like different toys or talk about like
Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth. That's the SPT you'd want.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there'd be no like sexualness around it.
Jewish lady old Austrian lady.
I like that idea.
Telling me what I'm fucking doing wrong.
Yeah.
All of it is terrible. You're terrible.
Why are you biting? Don't bite. Nobody likes to bite.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Do you like this? Kinda. But yeah, we got our new career path, Richard. I want to know, I guess, what are some Richard's closing thoughts as we tidy up this episode of sexual surrogacy?
Neither of us understand why sex work is illegal. Neither of us understand
the female orgasm. Still a mystery.
How like lady parts work. It's just a black hole down there. I don't know what to do. But
our wives have talked. They agree. Neither one of those guys know what they're doing.
But, there is apparently a bunch of people waiting in the wings to help me. And that's a good thing. I think that no matter what you undergo in life, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help no matter what arena you need that help in.
Yeah, Dr. Feelgood SPT, people helping people.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. There it is.
Gotta be careful, though, because he's going to be your Frankenstein.
I got one thing you understand.
All right, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Visit our website, we're languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at languageofbro. Email us at bros@languageofbromance.com. And we'd like to thank our 2 favorite patrons I don't really know how to tie in anything with this episode to them, but it's Wendy and Aaron.
There are Patreon surrogates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there anything else before I close her out?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, that's all the bromance here for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And remember, don't be a why. Be a why not.
He's what makes you feel all right.
I imagine like next time we talk, we're both gonna have black eyes. And it's like, you asked your wife, didn't you?
Yes. She said no. And then yes. And now I feel weird.